The biggest mistake we made, our initial idea was to build a Palantir for China. We went to factories big to small. Most of the data are handwritten data. The data was not ready at all. We were so far away from real business cases. So we took a very extreme route to look for an assembly line job.
Wow.
The reason the factory had to pause 6 hours
Wow.
because they collaborate with verbal communication. Sometimes you are trying to find a worker to help you transfer that mold and he's like smoking outside. You couldn't, his phone was on the table, you couldn't find him. So I was just thinking, could there be any kind of application or software or whatever, a system to allow data to drive their decision making?
The secret sauce.
สวัสดีครับ ผมเคนนักครินทร์และนี่คือ The Secret Sauce
What's your secret?
The Standard Economic Forum 2025 Thailand's Next Frontier พรมแดนใหม่เศรษฐกิจไทย 5-7 พฤศจิกายนนี้ งานเดียวที่รวมคำตอบทุกโจทย์ใหญ่ของประเทศภายใน 3 วัน พบกับสปีกเกอร์ระดับโลกตัวจริงที่หาตัวจับยากค้นพบวิธีคิดใหม่เชื่อมภาพใหญ่ของโลกกับโอกาสของไทย บัตร Early Bird ราคาพิเศษเพียง 1,990 บาท บัตรใบเดียวเข้าได้ครบทุกโซนตลอด 3 วันเต็ม ซื้อและดูโปรโมชั่นพิเศษได้แล้วที่ ZIP Event เรากำลังอยู่ในจุดเปลี่ยนนะครับของโรงงานทั่วทั้งโลกที่ต้องการจะเพิ่ม productivity ลด cost และทำให้ประสิทธิภาพนั้นเพิ่มขึ้นปัญหาก็คือโรงงานจำนวนมากยังอยู่กับเทคโนโลยีเก่าบางที่อยู่กับกระดาษและ Excel การสื่อสารล่าช้าและเต็มไปด้วยปัญหาในประเทศจีนครับเขาต้องการการปฏิวัติโรงงานนะครับแต่แล้วมีชายคนหนึ่งครับตัดสินใจลงไปหาคำตอบด้วยตัวเองจากการที่เขาเป็นวิศวกรโรงงานผันตัวเป็นหนุ่มโรงงานชั่วคราวลงไปอยู่ที่หน้างานทำงานเป็นแรงงานในโรงงานจริงๆเพื่อเก็บอินไซต์และเข้าใจปัญหาจริงของสายพานการผลิตแล้วเขาก็ค้นพบครับว่าสิ่งที่จะแก้ไขได้ก็คือโรงงานอัจฉริยะหรือ Smart Factory โดยใช้ AI Agents ที่อยู่บนคลาวด์ช่วยคนหน้างานนั้นทำงานได้เร็วขึ้นฉลาดขึ้นผิดพลาดน้อยลงเขานำการสื่อสารเปลี่ยนจากคำพูดโทรศัพท์หรือกระดาษกลายเป็นระบบที่เก็บข้อมูลและสื่อสารผ่านแอปพลิเคชันบนมือถือชายหนุ่มคนนั้นชื่อว่ายู่เฉียงโจวผู้ก่อตั้งและ CEO บริษัท Black Lake Technology เป็นซอฟต์แวร์ด้านอุตสาหกรรมที่กำลังปฏิวัติโรงงานกว่า 32,000 แห่งทั่วเอเชียรวมถึง Tesla และ L'Oreal ด้วยถือว่าเป็นสตาร์ทอัพที่มาแรงที่สุดแห่งหนึ่งในประเทศจีนแล้วผมได้คุยกับเขาสดๆครับในงาน World Economic Forum ที่เทียนจินประเทศจีนต้องบอกว่าคุณยู่เฉียงโจวนี่เป็นดาวเด่นเลยนะครับในงานฟอรัมในครั้งนั้นนายกจีนนี้เรียกไปคุยเลยนะครับเพราะว่าเขาเป็นคนสำคัญที่จะทำให้เกิดการปฏิวัติโรงงานหรือ manufacturing ทั้งประเทศจีนเขาจะทำให้ประเทศจีนนั้นมีความสามารถในการแข่งขันเพิ่มขึ้นหลายเท่าตัวจากการปฏิวัติโรงงานหลายหมื่นแห่งในประเทศของเขาวันนี้เราจะไปค้นหากันนะครับว่าเขาได้ไอเดียนี้มาจากไหนความเป็นผู้ประกอบการเขาคืออะไรและประเทศไทยควรจะเรียนรู้อะไรที่จะเอา AI มาใช้ในโรงงานรวมไปถึงผู้ประกอบการจีนแบบใหม่ที่ Born Global และ Go Global กำลังจะบุกมาไทยมากกว่านี้ใช่หรือไม่ครับ
I was introduced to computer programming when I was in high school in Sichuan, China. And I moved to the States for part of high school and also college. After graduation, I worked overseas for a couple of years. In 2015, China had this huge campaign of attracting overseas talents, return to China and start an enterprise. So two high school friends and I were very impressed by the past successful stories of Chinese entrepreneurs in their internet space. So we moved back to China in 2015, joining the startup founders trying to build something.
Wow.
But when we first moved to Beijing, our initial idea was to build a Palantir for China. As we got some funding and the product took off, in the lab, it went quite well. But when we try to distribute the product to clients, meaning factories, we want to leverage on this platform to help factories analyze the data so they can improve themselves. The data was not ready at all. We went to factories big to small. Most of the data are handwritten data or in Excel or finance data. So we cannot leverage on those data to help them optimize the production. That was a huge setback for us. We gave a lot of consideration and thought a lot about it. I think the biggest mistake we made was we were so far away. We locked ourselves in a lab and programming, but we were so far away from real business cases. And so we quickly stopped the first company. And as we were about to leave China and return to US to look for jobs.
So did the government support you at
Uh,
that time?
Government did no. I think back then we are still very early stage. I don't think we were in the government scope
Really?
yet.
And what
Yeah.
about the government package that tried to bring talent back to China at that time?
I think the whole atmosphere was great because all the startups every day we have different kinds of events and government platforms or market-driven platforms. They try to connect us to potential clients.
Okay.
So I think these are all great. But just the first company, the problem is our technology and the product was way ahead of time. Even I think today, I don't think all the factories in China would be able to utilize that product for the benefit that we intended it to be. So that's why we closed the first company.
And then you moved back to the US
Almost.
almost. And
But
what's,
it was-
what's next?
It was before Chinese New Year. We haven't been in China for Chinese New Year for 8 years.
Okay.
So we decided to spend the 2 months in China before we go back to US to look for jobs.
Okay.
And in that 2 months, we decided, why don't we go to factories to see, okay, if big data platform, data analytics were not ready for them, what could be something out of technology that we can help Chinese factories?
Wow.
If there's nothing we can find, then we'll happily return to the States and look for jobs.
Okay. And
So we took a very extreme route. We didn't just want to go and visit and interview. I don't think we'll get much information. So we submitted our resume to companies like Foxconn, Haier, etc., to look for a assembly line job.
oh, really?
Of course, all of them turned us down.
Okay.
Because with the Stanford, Dartmouth background,
Okay.
they thought you are business espionage people. So we had to turn to our friends who studied with us in the US, and they happen to be the second generation of certain factories owners.
Okay.
We asked, can you introduce us to your dad's factory? We just want to work there for 1 month
Okay.
as a worker.
Okay.
So I found a job at a factory that produced for L'Oreal and Unilever. They make cosmetic packaging, like lipstick tubes, powder boxes.
Beauty
stuff.
products.
Yeah, so I worked at a plastic injection line for 3 weeks almost. So
Okay.
every day I collect the containers produced from the machine, put in the box, and the box will be transferred to the next line. I was very slow. I was trying to catch up with my coworkers, but in the end, I almost caught up with their speed.
Okay.
But jokes aside, I think one thing I really discovered, this factory itself was at a crossroad. So before 2015, my friend's parents only took orders from big American companies or European companies. Those type of orders are not many SKUs, but each SKU large quantity.
Okay.
So maybe like 100 to 200,000 pieces. And so, but the margin is really slim. The foreign brands sort of treat those factories as a, processing facility. The brand will provide the material and will teach the factory how to produce. And the factory just serve as a, cheap labor and the machines. So the margin was below 8%, which was really bad. But because the clients are stable, order is stable, so they kept the way they used to be for years. But my friend was trying to, move back to the company and take over the business. He doesn't like the margin.
Okay.
In China we have some emerging cosmetic brands, and in Japan and Korea they have niche brands. So my friend introduced some new clients to this factory. But those emerging brands, they are completely different. They have so many SKUs.
Okay.
They sell online.
Okay.
They sell directly to consumer. They don't have distributors. And they know exactly what their consumers want. So they have many, many SKUs. And each SKU, not many quantity. maybe 10,000 pieces, etc. Once they sell well, then they revamp the order. If something doesn't sell well, they stop the line. So, and the margin is really high. It's about 20 to 25% compared to before, almost 4 times. But the problem is, if you are willing to take this kind of new emerging brand order, you have to act fast. You need to have agile lines. Before, this factory will be able to, for one order will operate for 20, 30 days and 3 shifts of workers and then non-stop. But now you produce 6 hours, you're done. And then you wait for a new order. You may get paused for like a half a day. So if you think about this, the margin is improved, but before you continue your production non-stop. But now you produce 6 hours, you stop 6 hours. So the capacity utilization rate is much lower. So it kind of offsets the margin increase. In the end, you don't make much money.
Okay.
So I was just thinking, is the 6 hour stop necessary? What's the actual amount of time really needed for gear shifting, for change shifts, and for finding new modes and put on the machine and test? So I use a stopwatch on site to measure what's the actual amount of time put into work. Only 45 minutes.
Okay.
But the reason the factory had to pause 6 hours
Wow.
because they collaborate with verbal communication. They call each other. Sometimes you are trying to find a worker to help you transfer that mode, and he's like smoking outside. You couldn't. His phone was on the table. You couldn't find him. So I was just thinking, could there be any kind of application or software or whatever, a system, to allow data to drive their decision making or assignments instead of human brain? And very funny, because when we intern at the factory, I stay with the workers at night. Big bedroom, 12 people. And those workers are really young, like my age, and they love playing computer games. So their wages was not high, but they got paid about $1,000 per month. They save every penny to buy the best phone.
Wow.
So their personal phone, I was on iPhone model 6, I think. He was one model ahead of me.
Oh, really?
Their phone. So I was just thinking, why don't we use their phone as a way to
Wow.
communicate?
So they are tech savvy.
They're tech savvy, and also cloud computing was more or less mature technology then. So we thought there could be an opportunity to build app on their phone and allow worker to worker, worker to machine, from frontline worker to warehouse, blah blah, multi-role, different tier to collaborate together on their phone with application on the cloud. So we turned down the offer from the US, and we decided to stay
Wow.
on the site to build some prototype.
Wow.
That's how we.
That was amazing story.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was your starting point. And then how did you navigate, or how did you scale your idea into reality? How do you
Yeah.
commercialize your...
Because we had a huge setback from the first company, right? We raised money, we built something that didn't work out. So we returned the remaining money to investor. And then we decided not to raise money for this because we are not sure about how this will go. We don't want to raise a lot of money and then was delivering something that customer does not need. So, and because of that, we don't have enough funding. That sort of forced us to move into an agile developing mode ourselves. Only 3 founders. In the daytime, we brought the prototype to the factory to test and collect feedback. And at night, based on the feedback, we started to program from 7 p.m. to 12 o'clock to midnight. And then we sleep probably 4 or 5 hours and then catch up the earliest train and to go to factory site to test again. So that's how the early work mode for us.
Okay.
This kind of mode lasted for about 1.5 years until the first batch of non-paying customers decided to pay. So that was 2018 already.
Wow.
In that year, we signed 25 customers, converting from experimental customer to paying customer.
Okay.
And take it from there, I think the road is just much easier. We grow every year. And as of today, we have 32,000 clients
Wow.
on our cloud platform.
Only in China?
In China and Southeast Asia. We actually have one in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should. You should
Yeah.
come to Thailand.
Yeah, we are planning to because Thailand is such a fascinating country. In some way, I think the manufacturing in terms of automation. Some factories are even more superior than China. So and also Thailand has long been a manufacturing country, even ahead of China opened up the border and economy reform. So people really know what they are doing, and I think our product can even enable them to optimize their production further. Yeah.
So how did you fund your business after the company took off?
Yeah, so for the first company, we got the money from a venture fund called the Zhen Fund. It's funded by some former founders, and they really want to back overseas Chinese returning to China to do business.
Okay.
Maybe because we were too honest, because we didn't see the first company to be successful. We returned 80% of the money we raised back to the fund.
Huh?
And we didn't spend much money. For the first company, we rented a courtyard in Beijing and didn't pay ourselves. So we only buy our food on that and buy some computers. So we didn't spend much money. And so we returned the money to them. And the founder is called Bob Xu. And he and his team realized we did not return to US after we returned the money to them. And we still locked ourselves in factories and tried to build something. So we had another meeting about 5 months after we decided to launch a new company. And he returned the money back to us. On top of that, he added some additional close to $1 million US dollar. And with that angel investment, we are funded to move on. And over the years, apart from Zhen Fund, we also raised money from, for example, Bertelsmann Group, which is a German family. They understand a lot about manufacturing. They value our solution. We also raised money from GGV, GSR, China-based Singaporean-related funds. And the most recent round, 4 years ago, we raised from Temasek,
Okay.
yeah, Singaporean-based fund. And with a lot of ties to Singapore, this sort of expanded our vision from China only to maybe look at Southeast Asia market, including Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Yeah.
Interesting. How would you describe China's AI and tech landscape today? Has it changed over the years? Is it booming right now?
Yeah, I would say, I assume when we talk about AI, we are talking about large language model AI, right? Because the traditional AI has always
Yes.
been there.
Yes.
Large language model, I think, for a period of time in 2023 and 2024, because of the embargo on chips, NVIDIA to China, we're a bit pessimistic. You know, without chips, how do we catch up on the foundation model? Even though we have super smart people, hardworking engineers, visionary founders, but without the chips, it's very difficult. But then the DeepSeek moment happened. Well, the world right now labels this as DeepSeek moment. I don't think, because change has always been there. Chinese people are very good at create something of the same quality, but with less resources,
Okay.
or with
okay.
inadequate resources.
Yeah.
So I think DeepSeek is just one of example. In the AI community, I think there are a lot of companies like DeepSeek right now, on foundation model, on chip side, and also on the industry application. So I'm now in the most optimistic state about AI in China. First of all, we have a foundation model comparable to the ones outside of China, and but China, we have a diverse industries. Take mine, for example, in manufacturing, we have 6 million factories in China. That's the largest number, far beyond any second countries in the world. So with those, with such number, and the people are very willing to adopt a new technology, I think that gave us a great launch pad to transform our traditional software on the cloud to AI native apps. Yeah.
So they seem a big shift, a new mindset. You know, I met many Chinese entrepreneurs at this forum. You born global and you want to go global. So how would you describe this trend? I mean, young generations.
Well, I think because we all got educated overseas, so going global seems natural to us. But for me, I think we are a bit of an outliner, I would say, because in 2022 and 23, everyone is telling the story of expanding to global, to Japan, to Thailand, to Europe. I was more hesitant back then because I had a belief that it's not that easy, right? Going global is not as easy as just tell a story. So, and also the other thing is our client base in China is very broad. So we don't have the urge to look for market expansion because China market wasn't limited. It's not the case. So I didn't pay much attention until 2000, last year, 24. I realized due to geopolitics, tariff, and also the encouragement policy from Chinese government, a lot of my industrial clients are launching factory sites in Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, etc. So when they build a new factory, they want to have the same software that they use in China. So naturally, we just like Japan in 1990s when Toyota, Honda move overseas, Hitachi, all those software providers move along with them. So I think that's a similar trend. But that's not the end of the story. As we move with our existing clients to those countries, our people need to be on site to implement the products and make sure that it can run well. So that gave us a chance to understand the local market. For example, in Vietnam, Haiphong, I've been there personally for twice. And each trip after meeting with my clients and understand how the process, how the software is running on their side, I try to set aside 2-3 days to visit the nearby factories, which is not owned by Chinese, but it's local. And that gave me a lot of inspiration because when I visited the factories in Thailand and Vietnam, I saw that their system is fully automated. Some of them are half automated and half human based, but they don't have any software to manage the shop floor. So then I moved to the second stage. I thought, okay, we already serve the best clients in China, the top logos. We can just export our best practice.
Yes.
That's a nightmare because I thought our best practice is the best practice, but I neglected there are nuanced differences with the factories there, like a different culture, different level of training of the worker. So if we just want to apply the same practice there, that's difficult, and that's very arrogant. That's just like a Western software trying to say I served this and that in America, and now you need to follow me. So we were very humbled by the failure to export best practice. Then we actually made a decision. We need to have a localized team comprised of half from China, speaking English or speaking the local language, but half from the native market, who understands the culture, understands the factory, understands how it's run, and preferably someone who actually operated a factory there before. So now we have the mixed hybrid team there. We try to see what can we adapt our solution to make sure we are customized for the local markets instead of only exporting the best practice from China. Especially with AI agents now, we can do a lot of customization with almost zero cost. So now we are sort of in the third stage. Investigate the market, understand the differences, but also combining the difference with our best practice. We have a localized solution. And in certain areas, they didn't even realize we're from China. They thought it's some like American or local incubated solution.
Is this idea or your approach widely applied among your peers or Chinese entrepreneurs? I mean, in Thailand, there's a lot of concerns about Chinese investment. So when you build a factory, sometimes no Thai people there. So I think you heard something like this. So, but this your approach is quite different. So my question is this widely applied among your?
I think people are waking up because they all make mistakes like we did. Right? They thought only Chinese or China practice impose that to the local factory or local business, whatever business they're in. But then they realized that wouldn't work. We need to be more humble, understand the market, because we are there for them. That's why we grow in China, because there are Western software. They're trying to impose their standard and arrogance. on China. And Black Lake, we domestically incubated. We listen to the market. We listen to the client's actual demands instead of telling the best practice. That's how we grow in China. And then reflecting on that, I think we should apply the same strategy in Southeast Asia. We shouldn't just impose the China best practice.
Okay.
Of course, best practice is good, but we need to adapt that to the local culture and the local processes and the local customs.
So what is Chinese entrepreneurs thinking about US and China tension and ASEAN right now?
I think it's very sad, right? Like I'm talking about the US-China relationship, because our generation, a lot of founders, we were educated in the States, even with full scholarship. And I went to school during Obama administration. I think that was the honeymoon between US and China, no matter on the government level or on the civil level, and a lot of open exchanges. But these days, I think the door, many doors are being shut down. This just made us very sad, especially people we came from the honeymoon period. But in a way, I think that would drive us to become more independent. I think without such measures and sanctions and embargo, I don't think many indigenous tech would come into existence in China. So I think in a way accelerated the tech incubation.
Wow.
But on the other hand, I don't think the US tariff drama is the main reason that we're trying to be friendly to Southeast Asian countries. I think we're all in Asia, and many of our friends we went to school together in the US are from Southeast Asian countries. So more or less we have certain ties with those countries, and it's a very attractive market by itself. So for me, I don't think the US-China relationship has played a much deal on my decision to expand to Southeast Asia. I just think those markets are great, those people are great, and the hardworking people, very like-minded like Chinese. I think my software should be able to help them as well.
So how do you see a country like Thailand?
I really like Thailand. Thailand used to be my vacation spot. I like
really?
tropical regions.
Oh, glad to hear that.
Yeah, but after discussion with certain business discussions, I start to learn more about Thailand on a business level. First of all, I think Thai people are very law-abiding. People respect the rules, and people are very nice. A lot of Buddhists, and even without law, they don't do bad things. So for us, we really worry about if we launch in a country, what's the business culture like? So in Thailand, I have a great comfort that people are going to respect each other and they're very open-minded. So I think that's a first impression. And secondly, Thailand, as I said, I think Thailand has many manufacturer companies and many factories. A lot of them even established before China's industrialization. So I think China has this long culture of industrialization, and the people are. There are a lot of mature management who already moved from many previous stages, and now they are thinking about digital transformation and combining with AI. So I think the market is a mature market for us. But at the same time, I think for the longest time, Thailand, the provider of software for China has been dominated by Western companies. Many of them are very good. I think Black Lake is very willing to play a part as a competitor, to offer more cutting edge, AI enabled and affordable, and also tailored for Asian countries type of solution for Thailand. Yeah.
So as looking from outside, what role or what position should we play in today's fast changing global landscape like this? Should we open more to work with Chinese entrepreneurs, Chinese companies? What kind of relationship do you look for?
I think it's a hard question to answer, because I think relationship is a two-way street, and I think it's fast evolving right now with many Chinese going to Thailand and stuff. I'm quite hopeful. I went to school where there are 5 people from Thailand sponsored by government to attend Dartmouth College. They're super smart, hardworking. I think one of the pity is that I would say more than half of them choose to stay in the US. I hope that Thailand can have a more open and incentivized programs to encourage the Thai students studying abroad to return. So I think we want to work with them to build the next generation solution. So I think that's first of all. And second, I think events like World Economic Forum is very rare in this time when the world is, kind of taking a step back from globalization. But I believe globalization is beneficial for everyone. As long as market plays a bigger force in choosing whose product to buy and to sell. So I think Thailand is a very attractive market for us. I think we have confidence to succeed there. But also hope the team good luck.
But what kind of partnership are you looking for in Thailand? I mean,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to Thai, maybe young generation entrepreneurs, something like that, or Thai factories who want to work with you and we can, share common prosperity, something like that,
Yes.
and grow together because
Yes.
we need new technology as well.
Yes. So how we build our technology, we build a foundation platform, and there are a lot of creations and add-on apps can be built on top of this platform. And by talking about customization or localization, so I really want to encourage a lot of young talents from Thailand to understand the local Thai market, what factory needs, and reiterate our solution to build one that's really fit for Thailand. So I think this one kind of partnership. On the other hand, we are very new to Thai market. We don't have access to a lot of businesses, factories, brands. I think those who have a good channel to outreach to our appropriate customers are also more than welcome to work with us. Yeah. So on one hand, product managers and programmers. On the other hand, salespeople. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the entrepreneurship spirit, something like that? This year's theme is entrepreneurship for a new
Yep.
era, and
Yep.
your story is very fascinating. That you,
Thank you.
Start everything from scratch. You sleep with co-workers, and you get your hand dirty. What advice would you give to Thai entrepreneurs who want to, stay relevant in this dynamic world?
Yeah, I think especially as we speak right now, AI has become such a buzzword. A lot of storytelling, very rare to see real use cases in the industry. I think, if there's anything I can learn from my own experience, I think really the first failure is we did a lot of storytelling, but we didn't understand what that factory actually needs. But the second, why we sort of build this product and it took off, is we threw ourselves and stay with the workers and understand what the market needs. I think AI itself is just a tool, but how do you build on top of this tool into a solution that generates value and or even likely to become a native AI app? I think that history needs to be repeated. If you want to serve the factory, stay with the factory, go to the assembly line, understand what they really need, and then you understand assembly line and you also understand AI. I think you'll be the very promising entrepreneur in the AI native era.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Lastly, what keeps you awake at night?
I sleep very well these days, but if there's anything that keeps me awake is I think my team is still not moving fast enough in the AI era. We already have 2-3 native apps. Some are already launched. Some are in the incubation stage. I think there are so many things we can do because for Blackleak, over the years, we've accumulated so much data and so many use cases. And how do we convert them with agents? I think that's just sometimes I wake up at night and I was dreaming like an agent building workflow for me. That's something I think I was too excited. Yeah, I have to take more melatonin for that.
And it's a good dream. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Yep.
you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.